असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतङ्गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Good afternoon. Guten Tag. So breathing rain, you could come. Great. Today your exam, Life itself is a great exam. We are all actually sitting for that ultimate test. Life is a series of tests only. In Sanatana Dharma, why creation? If you have a question like this, why did God create the world? So we don't ask this question when you are in joyful moments, when everything is going smooth in our life. We never put this question. But there is some trouble. Then why life? Why creation? The questions arise. The greatest generalization our sages give is this, that it's all God's Leela, God's play, God's sport. The universe is God's sport. We are all his instruments of play. Then the question will arise, why actually is playing with us? He's not playing with us, he's playing with himself. There was only he at the point of time, with whom he felt like playing, with whom he will play, because he alone existed. So he has to play with himself. So he multiplied himself. So it's all God actually became non-God, as it were, for the time being, just to play, because he is alone, with Advaita. Only consciousness existed, only God existed. From eternity to eternity, he alone existed. He felt bored with himself. So he just want to play. With whom he will play? He alone. So he has to multiply himself. So he created a universe out of himself. So in everything that is there in this universe, he is also there. But now actually God means perfect, complete being. When he started playing the role of non-God, And this role actually is enacting so perfectly, this non-God role. Hmm? He has forgotten himself. Just for the sake of play, temporarily he has decided to forget himself. He has forgotten. And now actually he's trying to reach back. Now actually he's trying to find himself back. It's kind of that. This world is. We already are God. We exist in God. We breathe in God. We live in God. And to God we go back. And this forgetfulness is so perfect. Sri Ramakrishna used to give an example in the story. You all know, no? Lord Vishnu, incarnated as that boar incarnation. So to kill that demon Hiranyaksha. So when the earth was sunk into that ocean of worldliness, Hiranyaksha will put it into the ocean. You know the Puranic story. So to uplift the earth, actually Lord incarnated in Varaha Avatara. He became a boar. And when he became a boar, his mission was accomplished. But still, actually, he forgot everything. That is Vaikunta and all the place from where he has come. Now, actually, he got married and he has his children, piglets, big family, boar family. And then God's worried. So Lord actually is incarnated on earth to perform his mission of saving the earth from worldliness. The earth actually sunk in the sea of worldliness. That Hiranyaksha actually put it in that sea. So he killed Hiranyaksha, and now his work was done. He has to come back to the Vaikunta, but he's not coming. And now actually the Shiva had to come wielding his trident, and he pieced the boar, and then actually Lord gave up that body. Then the soul entered into the boar body. He forgot his real nature, Vaikunta and all that, his immortal nature, his infinite nature. So when soul enters into this cage of flesh and bones, and also into this psychological structure, okay, and it afterwards again the soul actually is regaining, is trying to seek the freedom again, and to liberate the spirit from the clutches of matter and thought actually is the one goal of life. So but now we are so conditioned, we think that this is the only world, the world of name and form, that alone is the world. Because of long practice actually, because so many births have taken place and we have forgotten our real nature to such an extent that we don't believe that the real, and we think this unreal alone is real. But this unreal one day actually will become definitely unreal. Our real nature is consciousness only. We are infinite by nature. Temporarily, we have taken up this body and mind. For some time, it will happen, birth after birth, birth after birth. But there will come a time, okay, and we'll be completely fed up with this existence, this mundane existence, this physical and psychological existence. Then you will look forward for something great, and then you will discover your real nature again. So the discovery is being awaited. Khalil Gibran, Lebanese mystic, used to say, so he is the true prince who seeks his throne in the heart of a dervish. He is the true prince who seeks his throne in the heart of a dervish. Sri Ramakrishna kind of man, a dervish. Dervish means where did he seek his throne? Sri Ramakrishna, where did he seek his throne? He didn't go to school. He refused to go to school. His brother asked him, you must go to school. He said, no, I won't go to school. Why? This charcoal bandhana vidya in Bengali used to say, this education which helps only, to, in Bengali they say the charcoal bandhana vidya means where bananas and rice, just to gather little bananas and rice, that is just useful only for livelihood. This is no education according to me, so I will not go to school. As a 5 or 6 year kid, he was so firm, I will not step into school, I will not go. His elder brother couldn't force him to go to school. Then he started experimenting with himself, rediscovering himself as it were, just to set an example for all of us. Oh, people, you are all searching for happiness all over the world, but you don't get it because you yourself are truth, you yourself are God. In your own heart, actually, the source of the universe is throbbing. So turn inward. Turn inward. That's what actually his message is. Then he would show interest in everything, in art, music, dance, everything else, but not in education, this formal education. He made such an experiment with himself, but ultimately he became a spiritually illumined soul, and people like Vivekananda, people of titanic intellects, and the cream of the Bengali society of those days in Calcutta, all that intellectually went and sat at his feet and learned their basic lessons in spirituality. So this rediscovery will happen. It's God playing the role of non-God for the time being. We're all actually are already there in God. That immortal nature is within us. Our Upanishadic sages has said, Amurtasya putraha, they call us. After discovering the truth, they felt so much of joy. They just leapt in joy, danced in joy. Oh man, where are you searching for happiness? It is already within you. You yourself are that infinite source of happiness, bliss, they say. So the definition that they give for God is Sat Chit Ananda. Sat is existence absolute, not relative existence. Today it is there, tomorrow it's not there, not like that. Absolute existence, Sat. Chit, absolute knowledge, not the relative knowledge that we gain through schools and colleges, little book reading. This is only little knowledge. This knowledge actually will not help us to solve all the problems of life. So this is relative knowledge. It's not absolute knowledge. God has that absolute knowledge, chitta, then ananda. And whatever that we experience of life, little joy and happiness, this is relative, little only. Again, actually, there is misery. But that God ananda is bliss. There is no opposite word to that. Okay? There is no opposite. It is just absolute happiness, absolute ananda. So that is actually the nature of God. Sat Chit Ananda, Satchidananda. That is the definition that our people give for God. We are already Sachidananda Swarupas only. We are all His forms only. Just temporarily we have forgotten. We identify with the body and we think we are the physical body. We think we are the mind. But we are not this. Okay, we were already hypnotized. One day, actually, one Western lady, Vivekananda, was giving talks on Vedanta in America. She said, Swamiji, you're trying to hypnotize us. Then Vivekananda said, no, madam, I'm trying to de-hypnotize you. You've already been hypnotized. Then she didn't understand. Then Swamiji, you've already been hypnotized into believing that you are the physical body and the mind. I am trying to de-hypnotize you. I am trying to tell you that you are not the body and the mind. You are the soul, your consciousness. That is your real nature. You've forgotten your real nature. I'm trying to remind you of your real nature. That's our condition. But we will discover our real nature. We are made in God, we live in God, we breathe in God, and unto God we go. From immortality we come into existence, we live temporarily as physical body and mind, and again unto immortality we go back. Thank you. Nice afternoon. All the best for your exam.